Hello, everyone. My name is Irene, and I'm here today to present some of the topics that I was able to learn from the data analytics class and apply them to my case study, which is a CVS healthcare system. So, for the agenda for today, we'll first be seeing an overview of the whole case study, and then we'll specifically see why I chose CVS healthcare system, and then we'll see the tool that I use, which is Microsoft Excel. We'll then see some of the functions used, and then we'll see histograms and Pareto chart, and then some other concepts called chart tricking, and then pivot table, and then data model, and finally we'll see the conclusion. First, the overview. So data can be of any form. It can be in the form of text or numbers or images, and it's always an integral part in any organization. It plays the central role these days. So data can be of different sizes. It can either be like a small set of data or a larger set of data. Regardless of it, there are some pre-requirements when we see a source of data. It needs to be first taken from the source and then pre-processed, and it should be made sure that there are no dirty data present. By dirty data, I mean like redundant data, duplicate data, or blank data present, because only when you clean the data properly, then it will help you to when you analyze it, it will be more error free. So once data has been given from any organization, it helps you to solve various problems within the organization. And all of this is a systematic approach, and overall it helps the organization to keep all the stored data in a well organized way, and it can also be used for many other different purposes when needed. So CVS healthcare system is also a healthcare organization, so it has different departments such as like the pharmacy department, the actual doctor's office where you can schedule appointment, the clinic, and then it has the finance department, and then you have the labs department. You have many other units within this. So in this specific project, I'm going to mainly focus on the COVID-19 data and how it can be analyzed to help both the government as well as the um, people surrounding you. When it comes to healthcare data, there are four important factors which always need to be in mind. One is transparency. Sharing should be made confidential, and then privacy again. Every country has a different patient rule for personal information, so it needs to be made sure that it is privacy is secure. And then finally, it's security. Of course, the patients are providing you with a large amount of data with which has personally identifiable information, so it needs to be made sure that it is well secure. Microsoft Excel is the tool that we'll be using throughout the course and throughout this presentation. So basically, it's a tool by Microsoft which is help to refine spreadsheets. It is compatible with Windows, Mac, and many other operating systems. It's usually used to perform calculations and create macros and design pivot tables. It also can create many visually pleasing charts and graphs. It is less error prone. In this healthcare system, we can use like some of the graphs and some of the pivot tables to plot the data and show how it can be interpreted better and how it can be represented in a better way. Uh, The next is functions. Excel has many functions which you can apply. It's usually based on a formula. There are like simple formulas. Most of them have like a is equal to symbol in the start, but you have many different formulas like I mentioned. So some of the formulas are text, arithmetic, and comparison. So text is where like you can pull your name and concatenate or first name and last name of the provider, or usually text functions are something which you can play with the text format data. And then arithmetic functions are like examples include countif. Like countif is where you can count based on like specific conditions. For example, if you take this healthcare organization, you can try to count if the person has this, that you can try to count the number of COVID positive patients. So you can add the conditions as if COVID positive, and then you can even add multiple conditions. So if they are COVID positive and if they're above 60, you can get the count of how many people are that. So if that can be gathered, then we can easily figure out the number of people that will require like more facilities and equipment, and that way we can provide better care and keep things well in advance before the situation becomes worse. So some of similarly can be used to either like calculate the number of equipments available in a hospital, or even to like calculate the salaries of providers. It's a basic condition. You can even add conditions here. For example, you can just add maybe if the location is so and so, if you want to just see the number of equipments in one specific location, you can check that. So that way you don't stock something that's unnecessary, and you make sure that you stock something where there is necessity. Then offset is a dynamic function, and it can also be applied similarly in healthcare units. uh, Next topic, histogram and Pareto chart. So this is a graphical representation of the data present in the back. Excuse me. So as you may see, it's visually appealing, and you can see. So in this, I've just plotted some names of medications in the x-axis, and then the sales of them on the y-axis. So as you may see, the percentage of ibuprofen is like the highest, so that's like the most popular medication that has been sold. And then the least popular medication is cycloben safrin. So this way you can see how the sales of medications are, and analyze which medication is the most popular one. This way you can stock the medication which is popularly selling, and then you might not have to buy the medicine which is least popular again and again every month, or you can try to keep the quantity less to avoid wastage. So all of these are based on the rule known as Pareto rule. So Pareto rule helps you to find out the root cause behind every pattern of this thing. So for example, it will help you to analyze what can be the, it can put you up the question of why, or how, what why is this graph in this pattern, and what is the root cause, and how it can be fixed um, to improve the process in the future, or the improve the process of sales in the future. So data consolidation. Oops. So data consolidation, you have the ability to combine multiple worksheets into a single worksheet. So in this, what I've done is like I've taken different services that the hospital provides, like nursing, general, physical, administrative, and professional, and then I've combined all of them on a monthly basis on one specific worksheet on. So as you may see, it helps to consolidate all the data and calculate the total. So from this you can find out, okay, how much should I spend in January, how much should I spend in December. So, and it is one way helpful to know the expenditures and of the healthcare organization. As you may see, these plus plus plus, they include they show that the data has been consolidated. Sorry, that shows that data has been consolidated from different resources. Uh, Chart tricking is another way to plot multiple data sets. Usually, you use scatter graphs. And as you may see, every line over here represents a different um, data or different field. For example, at the bottom, I've done like a list of all the city, or at the bottom, I've done, yeah, it helps me to see which city has the most popular number of COVID cases and how many beds are available. Pivot table works on the place of slicing and dicing. As you may see, it helps you to convert rows to columns and columns to rows. So basically, I had three columns: healthcare system, hospital's name, and then the type of hospital, whether it's a short term or a long term, and then I had like a city name, and then I had the number of beds available, number of people hospitalized, and number of ICU beds available. So as you may see, the it helped you to show everything in one specific table. Data model. So yeah, I just used a simple model which has a address table, hospital table, and bed table. So the address table has four seats. So address ID, address, city, and zip code. So address represents the street address, and then city marks the name of the city, and zip code is the number value. And then the beds, they have the beds table, you have the total beds on a 7-day average basis, total ICU beds, and then total ICU beds that have been used, and total number of patients that have been admitted or tested positive for COVID. The last table is the hospital table, which has the hospital ID, name, city, and hospital subtype. So all of them can be, so for example, a hospital table can be linked with address, and it can you can find the address of the actual hospital, including which type it belongs to. Like by type, hospital type refers to like it can be a short term hospital or a long term treatment hospital or a critical care hospital. So basically, it helps you to identify all of this and create relationships between all the three. So data model. So with the help of all of these tables, I created a pivot table, and and I've shown here about like how the computation does, and it helps you to basically figure out um, how many ICU beds are available and how many will be needed. So I definitely think this is important in any healthcare organization. I definitely think this is helpful in any healthcare industry. I see a big future for it because data is critical, like I've told before. It plays a major role, and in healthcare, it is more. Uh, excuse me. And in there's a more need for it to be more secure. So, if you can present it in a visually appeasing way, it can attract more consumers and provide a more patient friendly experience. Nowadays, they are trying to make patients view all of the data in a very beautiful way. So, that way, they don't feel like the data is being like, just not just raw numbers and text and paragraphs of data, but rather, it shows like, okay, you're improving. Like for example, like I've seen weight loss graph plots which show not the actual numbers, but rather show in the form of a graph of like how it decreased or how it increased. So it helps you to understand your own data better, and it can help you to compare to your previous data ranges, and you can focus on the areas of improvement and that specific month, and make lifestyle changes according to it. So overall this helps to provide better quality healthcare, and or it helps with it's definitely necessary in healthcare industry, and is recommended to all. Thank you. Please let me know if you have any questions.